Hey, what's up, everybody? We are hopping into a pilot program show. This show was selected by a Patreon supporter by the name of Godless Monk. They wanted me to check out the first episode of White Collar. Now, the pilot for White Collar is a two-parter, so I will attempt to watch the second part when I can, but you guys know that I'm behind, but I wanted to try to get some of these pilot program shows knocked out because I'm so behind on them. So we're going to check out White Collar. I don't know anything about the show. I know that Bryce Larkin's in it. Is he a con man? I think he's a con man. Could be wrong. That's all I got. Just because I watch wrestling, and I think this show is on. Yeah, it's on USA, so it pops up commercials. They used to pop up in commercials before, and I think it's about like a con man or something. So, yeah. So we're gonna hop in here, do a pilot program. My eye is a bit red right now because like when I took a bath, I got soap in it, and it kind of irritated my eye. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say, so we're gonna hop in here and have a good time. What's up, Jabroni? Steven here. Welcome back to yet another reaction. Today we are hopping into the pilot program show titled White Collar. So if you guys didn't know, over on Patreon I have a tier where you can essentially get me to watch any show that you want, be it a pilot, the next episode in a series that I'm not doing, things of that nature. And this one was selected by a Patreon supporter, and we're gonna check out the pilot for White Collar, which I don't know anything about other than the dude from Chuck who plays Bryce is in the show, and I don't know how much after Chuck this is, so I don't know if that's why he's not on Chuck as often. Maybe it could be because he was doing this show. I think he's a con man of some kind. Maybe I could be wrong. It's a show on USA. I feel like I've seen a commercial or trailer before. I watch wrestling occasionally on Monday nights, and it's on USA. So I think I would have seen trailers of this because I feel like I've seen a trailer of this before, like clips of next time on or something like that. You know what I mean? Like previews for the next episode. But yeah, we're gonna hop in here, have a good time. Pretty much. Like, comment, subscribe if you want the full uncut unedited reaction. It's over on Patreon if you want it. If you don't, that's cool. Over on Patreon we have a bunch of pilot shows that you can check out the full uncut unedited reactions over there if you want. But nonetheless, let's hop in here, have a good time. Pretty much. Here we go. Oh man, how are you not getting irritation right now? You know one of the inmates is gonna rat you out, right? Probably like, hey, look at this dude. No, and again, you don't snitch, right? Okay. Dear Jesus, suspected of a lot of shit, man. For White Collar, because he does white collar crimes. Okay. I'm guessing, right? Matt Boomer. Matt Boomer's name always pops up where a lot of people want him to be in like movies. Like I listen to a lot of movie podcasts and they always bring up his name.
Hi, how you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
I'm fine. It's only $5, man.
Karen will be back in a month. Hey, thank you, sir. Not a scratch.
Man, I could never do this. I need to have so much paperwork. Like, no.
Look at you. How many of you went to Harvard? Don't raise your hands. Don't. Diana. Look at this.
Hey,
Apparently
I
our
know
boy
you.
has a sense of humor.
Okay. You can see where this is gonna go. He's gonna get the one guy to help him, and it's gonna be kind of like a procedural where you essentially have to.
I'm Thompson, U.S. Marshals. Appreciate the help. You were the case agent,
Yes, I was.
and you had a chance to look over the surveillance footage of...
That's it. When he stopped shaving.
Something happened that day. Something happened on that day. Probably a woman, maybe. Maybe he has a big, like a bunch of money somewhere. That's... Is that Alexandria Daddario?
No audio?
No.
Is she in the show?
She comes back every week like clockwork.
She's not thrilled about this visit.
I can see him. Let's go.
1 week.
Didn't he come out as as gay in real life, right? The actor? I feel like he did. I could be wrong though. I bet that was like a big story several years ago. Wasn't he like people were talking about for him to be Batman before Ben Affleck or something? And I think that rumor came around or something. I can't remember though.
He's got the belt and suspenders.
He can kill himself with the light bulb pieces that shattered, right? I'm not saying that's what he's gonna do, but I'm just saying that's like it was like they would never allow that kind of light in a prison. Maybe, I mean, I don't think so. Are you starting over?
Have that in here. I know.
I mean, he's not a dangerous person, so I guess
see
that does make sense. They would let him for
You
cases.
understand how this works?
Yeah, being released into the custody of the FBI under your supervision. If this thing chafed my leg. Anything I'm missing?
Yeah. If you run.
Where are we headed? Your new home.
Oh hell no! To make a joke saying prison's better than this.
It's like a wedding ring. It's annoying at first, but you get used to it.
Oh shit!
Your wife says I'm the romantic.
Don't start. No protest. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Huh? Look it. It's not. Oh, look at her. You don't get that in prison, do you? No, not at all. Listen.
He said it.
Tracking anklet is set up so they can go anywhere within 2 miles of this place. Here's your homework. Remember, 2 miles.
Do I have money to go to this thrift store?
See you at 7 a.m.
Guy left you a note.
I've moved 1.6 miles away. A man can charm his way into anything. I wonder if he told the lady that he's like under house arrest or whatever he is. Oh my god. Okay. What an entrance. Oh Jesus. Okay.
How's it going?
Morning, Neil.
What detective would dress like this? Look how fly he looks. Nice hat.
You look like a cartoon. Go to all the trouble of flying him in. Good question.
He sure is nervous for having all the right paperwork.
I want to talk to him.
I'll set it up.
It doesn't make any sense. He takes
Hey,
out
boss,
these
grab me
books,
some
brings
coffee.
back
Want
these
some?
books.
Yeah.
There's no
anything
difference.
But decaf.
Diana, I'll take mine straight.
Neil, the coffee shop's outside.
Oh. Lawyer?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to my client.
Weird.
Constitution and all.
Oh, he looks scared. This guy's bad news.
Were you chasing the ambulance? Or...
Guy's dead. Oh shit, he injected his neck.
I need paramedics in here now. Nobody frisked the lawyer. What kind of security do you people have?
After.
Top sheet?
More than that. This is a piece of 1944 Spanish press project.
That's what he wanted. Good. This is good.
He's gonna counterfeit something that was originally printed on paper like that.
That's right. This is the only surviving copy. Except it's a forgery.
Oh shit. Stolen.
It's been here less than a week.
Oh, what the hell? That's how it ends? What the hell? Alright. So it's gonna be hard to like judge this because it's a two-parter, but I'd probably give this first part a 7. I like the characters that they set up. I like our boy, what's his name, Nate? Or whatever the main guy is, Matt Boomer's character, whatever his name is. I like the cop that plays the straight face, like that plays like the straight man. Alexander Daddario didn't really do much in the episode. I think the concept is cool and interesting. It's a concept that's like kind of like one that you've seen before, or not the concept, but the whole procedural, somebody that doesn't fit working with a cop and all that. But it is a different take on it, like the whole white collar crime of it all. But I give it a 7. I was entertained. There were a few parts where I was kind of like, oh, nothing's really happening. And there wasn't like any kind of crazy action or anything suspenseful. And it was a weird cutoff, but I enjoyed the episode. So let's break it down here. Man, my eye is like really irritating. So we'll break it down. So we start off, I need to get his name. Let me get these people's names. Just gonna type in white collar and hope that their names pop up. Without me seeing anything but their names. Neil, not Nate. All right, so Neil is in jail. He's shaving up, and we kind of see that he's attempting to break out. He's gonna be breaking out. He's gonna be getting out and dressed as a security guard. And he literally walks right out the front door. Now they said later that he got this stuff shipped to him through like Amazon or whatever, or mail. How did he get his hands on it though? I would feel like that would be like a corrupt cop or security guard in the prison. All right, then we hop over to him getting out, him getting a car, him stopping at this place to get a yellow jacket, stealing a car, ending up somewhere. Then we hop over to the cop whose name is Peter, and Peter is chasing another criminal. He calls it the Dutchman, I think he says. Now Peter, he's like the top guy in white collar crime, and they go to him when we get the news that Neo has escaped. So he does his investigating. He goes to the prison. You know, kind of a nice way of calling these cops incompetent. And he figures out where he was going. He looks at the video because, of course, he's like, something made him not shave. He looks at the video, and it turns out it was the last day that his girlfriend came to visit, and she broke up. I like that when he comes here, Neo's kind of just like sitting there. He's like, he gave up. He literally broke out of prison to see his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's gone. Left him in behind, and left him a bottle of wine, kind of saying it's over. Now they have a little bit of banter about love and all that, and Neo sees a little red piece of like fabric or something on him, and he points out, he says, if I can tell you what this is, give me a meeting. And she's talking about, here's out to Canadian money. And we then hop over to essentially 2 weeks later when he gives him the meeting. Neil says, let me help you catch these people, and you can get me out of here, and as long as I'm in your custody. Of course, Peter doesn't want to do it because, he spent 4 years of his life chasing him. We then hop over here to him kind of realizing I only had 4 months left, and I wasted it. He scribbles. He starts his whole time over again. Then we hop over here and we got Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell. What's her name? What's her name? Tiffany Thiessen. And you know, she's his wife, you know, talking about, because he's stumped with this Dutchman guy, and he's like, why don't you trust him? All this stuff. Why would he chase somebody? It's for love. It's for a woman. Essentially, the wife convinces Peter to let him out, and we get like a nice little banter back and forth. Their chemistry is probably what's going to make the show, honestly. We then see where he's staying. He's staying in like this horrible motel or hotel. It's $700 in New York City. I think we're in New York. We're at the thrift store. He runs into this woman giving away the husband's clothes. They you know, this Neil is so good at talking. They go back and forth. They have a nice little conversation, banter back and forth. And essentially Neil talks his way into moving in with the lady. Taking the guest room. Peter is not happy. Peter is actually very upset because Neil is living it up on the roof of this rich woman's house with a view, hanging out with a 22-year-old beautiful woman. So let's see. He has a hat. I think the hat looks cool. He looks very suave. Essentially, then we kind of, for most of the part, it was all set up. This episode was really all set up, which is why I was like a 7. Seems fair, because it was all set up. I guess the second episode will be like the payoff or whatever, because this episode was really set up. There wasn't anything really crazy or any kind of like breaking down of the case or anything. We get to the airport. We meet some of the other people that are going to be working here. We find some briefcases, Spanish books. We meet the guy that brought the books. We ask him some questions. You know, the guy is acting pretty normal until so-and-so walks in. And, you know, the guy's face kind of says it all. We then go outside. He yells at the cop who let him in about the whole lawyer thing. He's like, I didn't call no lawyer. We hop back over here. It turns out the librarian guy's dead. The book dealer guy's dead. Neil figures out about the paper. We then hop over to where the last place this guy went. We find out that the bond, it's because of these bonds are made on the special paper that was made in the special year in this country, and that's what the books are for. We then, Neo deducts that the bond that we have here is a fake, and that's how it ends. It was a very weird ending. It just kind of cut off. But I enjoyed the episode. I give it like a solid 7. Hopefully the next episode I'll get to watch it soon, since it is a 2-parter for the pilot, and we can kind of get a better, understanding of what the show is probably going to be, even though I could kind of figure out what it's going to be. But I want to get more about the chemistry between all the characters in the next episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Head over to Patreon. Full, uncut, unedited reaction. You can get episodes extra early over there if you want them. If you don't want them, that's cool. You can get episodes here whenever they show up. So if this is over here on YouTube, there could, if you're seeing this, that means that at least the second episode is already on Patreon. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. All right, guys, I gotta go wash my face. My eye really hurts right now. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye bye.